So I was talking about framing your sort of how-to documents rather than from a technical perspective in terms of how to build things, framing it from a pedagogical perspective. So it would be more about how to, effectively present content, or how to create a sense of community in your online course. So that you're talking pedagogically, but then in the course of that explanation, you are showing them and teaching them how to. So the how-to part is supportive of the pedagogical stuff. And I got to tell you that I really feel like this will help you in your relationship with faculty, that they will then, rather than seeing you as a technical support person, they will start to shift to think of you as, someone who has expertise in learning design and in the pedagogical things that they don't necessarily know or can intuit. And so the dynamic and relationship shifts when you move yourself out of a technical support role. And so simply by framing things pedagogically, even though the stuff is still there, they're still going to have to learn how to create a document, how to edit stuff, how to build things. They still have to learn that. But if you can frame it so that it's in the context of a pedagogical objective of engaging students, or supporting students, getting off to a good start, effective practices in student engagement, those kinds of things, and then you sort of slip in the technical how-to. So if they don't even realize that's not the focus, they don't even realize that they're actually doing the technology necessarily. They're having, interesting and engaged conversations about how to be effective in the online environment with their students. And so you can talk about how to present content, how to facilitate collaboration and interaction effectively online, how to provide engaging feedback that is authentic given the nature of the online environment. And so by having that kind of a conversation with faculty that sits on top of the foundation of the how-tos, you elevate your position and your strength in terms of relationship with the faculty. So I would recommend that you think about that and attempt to do that. All right, let me go through here. In Module 3, you start to miss some some documents. So I know that you are going to work on this and get it done as soon as you can. I'm wondering about the 4 problems. I'm wondering about time frames. I'm wondering about when things are due. And that may be in your schedule document, which I haven't really gone into depth on. I'm wondering about the need for 4 threads. I guess you'll have to decide, but 4 threads, depending on how many people you have, it is kind of challenging to manage. So just think about that. Again, I love how you are changing each discussion to be a different type of discussion. I think that's fantastic. I'd like to see a little bit more of this sort of fill out stuff so that I could give you better feedback on it. But essentially it all looks quite good. In general, Kristen, you're doing a great job in this course, and I love seeing how you think and how you're applying what you're learning in my course and yours. I hope you get to teach.
Before I forget, I
want to make sure to mention one last thing. I know you said in your um, your assignment where you did the checklist that you still had work to do on feedback, and um, so and I know that you use Quality Matters, and or at least an adaptation of Quality Matters for um, um, I think you use it, have the faculty use it formatively, and then perhaps may have some mechanism by which you either have them do peer reviews, or you conduct course reviews for your faculty. So since you haven't really tackled that yet, and I know you've been thinking about it, but I just wanted to mention that I really think that you should incorporate rubrics to model the use of rubrics in providing feedback to online students, so that they can have a sense of what that is like, and how that works, and what a rubric looks like. And I think that will help you also in really being objective in terms of um, reviewing the faculty's work. So it's a rubric that, against which their efforts are measured, and that they have some role in deciding, because they have sort of the rubric in front of them and beforehand, to decide, how much they want to comply with it, I guess. And so it kind of takes the burden off of you in terms of judging faculty or judging their course content. It makes it much more about a process, and more objective. And so I strongly recommend that you figure out ways to use rubrics for the evaluation of discussions, and to provide them feedback on their activities in this course, and namely discussion. I'm curious and interested how you will evaluate their performance in other aspects or other activities of the course. And I guess I'm looking forward to seeing what decisions you end up making there, and wondering if you're going to have the faculty do peer reviews of each other's courses with an adapted Quality Matters rubric, which I would also recommend. That best way to learn and to improve your own course designs and instruction is to have the opportunity to look at other people's course designs, and give them feedback. So I'd recommend that you see if you can incorporate that activity as a faculty peer activity, review activity for them to have that experience. It's also collaborative in nature, and it also gets you out of the mix of judging faculty. And it's really, the strongest professional development exercise I think that you could have them do. And that kind of looks like what you may be doing here, although I'm not entirely sure how you will be doing those things. You don't have a class community area. Well, let me make sure I'm not lying here. They need a place where they can just go and have non-course related networking and interaction. And I also don't see where you're collecting descriptive feedback from the participants to get information that you can then use to continuously improve the design of the course and your own practice of teaching it. And so I would recommend that you put that in. I have some documents I probably mentioned to you before in the handbook, and you can adapt them and use them. The point is, it's not a course evaluation. It's not a Kristen evaluation. It is for you to gather descriptive feedback from your faculty for your use. So your institution may want to do some other type of course evaluation or facilitator evaluation. But this is not an evaluation. This is to provide you with descriptive feedback for continuous improvement. And so it's asking very open-ended and specific questions about their experience, their specific experience in the course and the activities, and how they would recommend that you improve them. So take a look at the documents in the handbook, and then consider adding them here somewhere. You also don't have a closure, a place for closure, and you really need to facilitate closure of the activity, the course. And so it could be a simple discussion. It could be a simple, it could actually be taking the tour of the course you developed, if you frame it a little bit as, sort of this is the culminating activity where we get to see each other's work and, enjoy the fruits of all of the labor of everyone in the course, and, give each other positive feedback and reinforcement in the process. And so anyway, I'd like you to try and make that more explicit in here so that you can model that behavior for them. You want to try and think about modeling all the stuff in this course that you would like to see in their course or courses, and try and approach it to the extent that's possible in similar ways so that they can more easily sort of transfer their awareness and their understanding from this course to the one that they're building. So anyway, I want to say again that I think you have done a great job in the course, and I'm looking forward to seeing you catch up and complete the course on time with your classmates. And then I'm really hoping that you get a chance to teach this course and that you'll come back and let me know how it went and what you learned, okay? All right, Kristen, take care.